Hey, so today I thought I would bring you in while I try to fix this blender which broke. And it all started with this lovely package of achiote, which is Mexican spice. Unfortunately, when you open the package and you leave it out for a couple of months, it becomes very hard. And a friend of mine, Jesus, told me, soak it overnight in orange juice. Did I listen to him? No. So this is like concrete. And, you know, if the glass container broke, I would say, well, let's buy a new one. But all it is this little plastic part here, which, I mean, I've taken this apart already. You have to put this in a vise and actually give it a big, prop it up and give it a crank. But all it is this little part, which probably costs, I don't know, $1.20 to make, maybe 50 cents actually. But they don't make it anymore for this model. It's about 5 years old. And so either I throw the blender away or try to fix it. And that's why we're here today. It's trying to fix this. And I've kind of started on this. The whole idea is this obviously engages the teeth in here, and they're stripped. Probably, I would assume it's made of nylon, some sort of plastic. And the substitute will be this, which I'll show you how that is the easy part. And I will put this washer in there, which I made. I'll show you how to make that. And then later on I'll cut. It has actually 6 teeth, so I'm gonna have to drill 6 holes 30 degrees apart and then cut it out so it has this kind of a slant to it. The slant is there only to engage it, and so if you engage it a little bit off, it'll just rotate into position. I think that'll be reasonably easy, and it doesn't have to be that accurate. So let's get kind of started on this. Aluminum tubing. This is 1 inch. I think it's 0.62 wall thickness, probably. And then also aluminum strip here, and I think it's 1 inch by either 3/16 or quarter. I think it's 3/16. And you have to, you know, kind of do with what you got. And I measured the thickness of this, and it turns out it's tiny bit less than the aluminum strip, which is good because I can always sand it down. Okay, so now first we cut off basically a strip of this aluminum, on the square of this aluminum strip, inch by inch. Doesn't have to be really accurate, we'll turn it down anyway. Yeah, this is okay. So I have the old part here, kind of line it up. We know what the length of it is here, and make it about 1/16 of an inch longer so we can, you know, turn it down and stuff. You know how this works. This is pretty simple stuff. And okay, so we got that part. Now, to make the square into this type of a thing, how do we do that without, I would love to have a lathe or something like that. We could cut it out with a hole saw, but what I find is pretty simple and easy is first we take our Sharpie mark this. We know this is 1 inch. We'll go for 1/2. Lock it in place. Mark it. And same thing here. It's a little bit longer this way, which is perfectly fine. And we will center punch that. And actually at the same time you can eyeball this quite well. Well, actually this is exactly the same, so you can feel it on the outside. That's very easy to set it. And then I'll just kind of do this, mark it on the outside. And now we need a mandrel, and hopefully you can find something of this sort around your house. And I love to take stuff apart, such as hard drives. I don't know if this came from a hard drive, but they got wonderful precision parts inside. And this is some sort of it has a little hex key. It was some kind of a precision thing. I don't know what. I've had it for many years. But in this case, it's going to be a great mandrel. So we have to drill a hole. So now we will drill a hole. Turn on the drill press. Oh, my motor doesn't start up. Put in a larger drill. This is the size for the mandrel. So that should be. We place this roughly cut out washer, if you will, on this mandrel, which is nothing but actually it came from somewhere and it's just finely threaded. It looks like stainless steel, a little stud with a kind of a ball point at the end. And considering the fact that it has a set screw here, I have a funny feeling it might have been some sort of a set screw for a shaft or something. Anyway, and it looks like it's, what is it? I thought it was 5/16 or something. And we tighten it. And put it in a portable drill. I'm not sure if this is the best thing for the drill chuck, but I didn't tighten it super hard, so I think it'll be okay. And the next step will be on the sander. So now we're at the sander, the disc sander, and I got my gauge, if you will, to see if it's done. Turn it on. Once I turn it on, it's going to be real noisy, but the idea is that we will hold this straight here, turn it, and this actually turns up. At this point, this turns down, and kind of slowly feed it in until it gets to be nice and round. So we can see how, let's focus things. Yeah, too close, I guess. We can see how it's getting a little bit round it on some sides. Other ones are not quite done yet. So we'll just continue doing this until it's perfectly round. And the trick is to actually make sure that as you start getting closer, it'll be all perfectly round then. To slow down at the very end, because the difference between fitting and not fitting is really small, and in only 2 seconds you can go from a not fitting to a loose fit. So at the end, slow down. And also remember, this thing is getting pretty hot, so it's going to shrink by maybe 2 to 5 mils. So let it cool down, be patient, and try your fit, because you want this to be a nice snug fit. You don't want to have this a loose fit. Oh, shit. Well, new one again. Well, it's not too bad if I can say that myself, but I'll touch it. That's reasonable. Now let's see how distorted it got.